I've got a company with a good friend of mine, partner of mine, Josh Landy, called Play of a Legend.
Okay.
And what we do is a big part of our business is stags and parties for 30-year-old parties or stags on a Saturday. And instead of lads going 10-pin bowling or whitewater rafting or going on a golf weekend, now a big thing is playing 6-a-side or 11-a-side on a Saturday, with their mates. And the ages now are like 25, 30. So we're talking about retro shirts, we're retro players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we have loads. We've got about 100 players, ranging from.
Who's the best sort of players you got on the book?
Well, it ranges from old has-beens like myself, Kerry Dixon, sort of Tony Cotty, Graham Roberts. Any sort of old, up to more recent ones like Teddy Sheringham and Darren Anderton, Paul Merson, Andy Cole. We've got about 100 players. So basically, it's whoever your favourite player's favourite team, you just ring us up and go, it could be like a big team. It could be something like Cheltenham Town, and you have a 6-a-side or 11-a-side on the Saturday for a sec, and then the player goes and plays. So it's quite a wow factor because the groom or the birthday person doesn't know.
Yeah.
So they come out, they play in like for an hour, run around. Everybody's breathing out their backsides after about 30 minutes because obviously they've been out on the lash the night before. And then our players stay for a drink in the bar afterwards, tell a few stories, have a few pints, and it works really, really well. And the idea came from Josh is a massive gooner, and one of his mates is a gooner, and they were playing at Cheshire just in the game. He said, could you get an Arsenal player to come play? And it was myself and Nigel Winterburn. One played on one side, one played on the other, and it was a wow because the Arsenal fan was that age group from us, from like mid-80s to 90s. And we played in the game. It's had a big buffet afterwards, and I played another couple. Played in one with Steve Sedgley, he was a Tottenham fan, against an Arsenal 6-side, and Josh then went away and did a little trip to Australia. He came back, and we met up and both had this. We said, "There's a business here somewhere." We're the last probably of that old school era where it's got connection with the fans. The fans feel like we're one of them. You've got stories to tell, and it just built and built. Now, obviously, playoflegend.com is our website. And then we've got probably over 100 players now. We've got the old record top, they're all little Panini stickers, so that's pretty good. And now then it's morphed into not only doing stags and parties, and then we do fans come from China where we arrange, to have days out up at St George's Park or at the Emirates or at Anfield or or Old Trafford, anywhere, take parties around. Gone into the corporate side as well, where players go and do Q&As and after dinners. So it's still a little bit of work out there for us old has-beens, which is pretty good. And all the lads that we've got in our books are really good characters. We don't have anyone who plays and wants to shoot off. Part of it, the big part of it is having.
Or wants the 2-foot that people are playing 2-foot challenge to the back of the stag or something.
Oh yeah, well I must admit it.
Does it boil over?
Yeah, the thing is, unless someone's really busy when you're playing against them, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Because you're there. But it's the typical. Every game starts off at 100 mile an hour because people want the ball and they like that. And I say to them, just come. Make sure as well. We do it quite personally where we do a warm up, because the last thing you want is someone pulling their hamstring or pulling their calf on. And I say, because trust me, if you don't run up, someone's going to pull their hamstring. Someone's going to, because you've been out on the lash. Do you know what I mean? Your salt in your body is probably low. Your energy levels are low. But then it starts off, and because everybody's football fans, it is always first 25 minutes, 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward it another 25 minutes, and it goes into walking football where you've got 3 up front, 3 at the back. And then we have a penalty shoot at the end to try and replicate the little bit of nerves, because, again, all football fans don't understand what nerves you go through for a penalty shoot at, so we do it probably where you go and walk on your own and then take your penalties. And then go in the bar. So, and that was about 3.5, 4 years ago now. So Josh is out in China at the moment. We're trying up some business. We've got Lucas who's worked for us. We're based in Camden. So if anybody wants a player
nationwide, you could
everywhere. Yeah, and we've got links to everywhere to clubs. We do. One of the big things that we've done, we hire stadiums now at the end of the season. So it could be anything from St James's Park to Vicarage Road to Leighton Orient, and then we have 2 teams, obviously one home kit, one away kit. Again, it's retro kit, the old sort of kits. And then we have a player, like a legend from each. So we've had like Steve Ball, say for Wolves, for example, and Don Goodman, and then Crystal Palace, like sort of John Schlarko and Hayden Munns, Southampton, my old club, Matt Letizier, Jason Dodd, and they play in like each team. Each manage the team, so you will manage as if you're playing. Obviously, you're playing at your favourite ground.
Yeah.
Dressing room, all the kit's laid out. Again, manage the team, play a proper game,
Sounds
and then up in the bar, Norwich goes down really well. We
we'll
had one at
give you a
Leicester.
game.
Yeah, you get a little six-a-side team together. I'll have to get me big Southampton kit on. So
I'll play in a Luton shirt maybe.
Oh well, yeah. Well, choose one of anyway. Luton, Southampton. Choose whichever you want. It's not
or
bad.
Benfica.
Yeah, or the Court Jester one, the Wrexham one.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's good, and it's about as well putting something back. You know, like the older players putting something back to the fans who come and watch them when they were kids.
Yeah.
And
it's good to know that there's the opportunity to do that. I mean, we'd all grow up, you know, see these players, you want to play with them. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a really good idea.
So, like, who's your favourite player, for instance?
I'm gonna say
from when you play, like when you used to watch.
David Beckham as a kid.
Right.
David Beckham, Ryan Giggs.
That might be a tough one.
Yeah. Well,
no, but even then, but from that
you've
era,
got Beckham.
yeah, but we have like Clayton Blackmore and David May comes and plays. So
I played with Blackmore.
Yeah,
we
good
lost.
lad.
We lost 9-1.
Was he tanned? Yeah, Clayton's
He's
always
still
very.
got it.
He has that all year round tan.
He played in sunglasses.
Right, yeah, but he's still brilliant when he plays.
Yeah.
He can still.
Oh, he's a
And
good man.
there's always a moment in the game, because it varies from people love their football but they're not very good, to people like semi-pros or pros and they're quite good. So you get a different range. But I always say to them in a game, whether the player's a bit older like myself or a bit younger like Darren Anton, one of the players will do something. One of the pros will do something that you'll go, that's why he was a pro.
Yeah.
Whether
A little
like
touch, yeah.
where you nutmeg somebody or Merce scores from your halfway line or you bend it outside your foot or you lay something down or you control it, and then there's always that's why. And it's quite nice because there is that that moment where you go, that's it. And afterwards, all the lads are characters. There's not, I think there's a dearth of characters in football at the minute, and they've all got stories because we were out before there was mobile phones. So we end up in places that we probably shouldn't have been and did things we shouldn't have done. And now we can talk about it,
Yeah.
So, and they always know what's happening behind the scenes. Who do you get on? Who you don't like? Who do you like? So yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's good. And most of the time, we say to players, have an hour, and in the end, it ends up with Stag Park going, look, I'm really sorry, mate. We got to shoot. We got to go somewhere else. And then some the lads go with them, and then it's like, look, now you're boring us. Now we got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it works very, very well. Yeah, it's good.
Very good. Nice.